What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our SEC football channel. We've got our Week 13 power rankings, and we're going to do it a little bit different this week. We're going to break the teams into tiers. So we're going to kind of compare the teams that I think are similar. We're going to have the elite, the good, the average, and the bad. And we're actually going to start at the top with the elite teams in the SEC. I think you have to put LSU at number 1, no doubt about it. Georgia number 2, Alabama number 3, Florida number 4. Obviously, what looks different here is Florida has 2 losses. The other teams only have 1. And, Florida has not beaten any of the teams in this category. And neither is Alabama. But LSU does have a win over Alabama and a win over Florida. Georgia has the win over Florida. LSU, Georgia, Florida, all 3 of those teams have a win over Auburn, who is close to being in the elite. Maybe they should be. It was very tough for me to figure out should Auburn be in the elite or the good. But the fact is Auburn does not have a win over any of these teams. And again, it's kind of the same story as Florida, but they also have 3 losses. So they've had more opportunities as well. So the elite teams here, 1 through 4. LSU, Georgia, Alabama, Florida. I think those are the best teams in the SEC right now. And then we move on to the good. And again, Auburn to me is close to being in the elite category, but I'm going to put them in the good here with Texas A&M. Remember, they only beat A&M by, I believe, 8 points, 7 or 8 points. It's been a while. But I think Auburn is kind of stuck in between those categories there. But Texas A&M, I think, has proven now that they are a good team. They're not an elite team, obviously. They haven't been able to beat any of those top-tier teams. And something else about Auburn, if you're just looking at SEC games, then definitely they should be in this category. But remember, they do have that win over Oregon. So I'm not sure where exactly to put them as far as putting them in tiers. So if you put them in the elite, the Texas A&M will be all alone here in the good. And I don't think there are any other teams in the SEC that you could say are good teams, that are very good teams. So that's it. Just 6 teams in this group, because I think everyone else, almost everyone else, is really in this category. They're average, and the records, I think, would show that. Tennessee at number 7, definitely trending. They've won 3 games in a row, so they're on the move up. Now, are they considered good at this point? I don't think they've made it quite to that level. Kentucky, they won their last game, so they're now 5-5 on the season. And, you look at these records, the SEC may only have 7 or 8 teams bowl eligible this year, which is something you would not have expected coming into this year. Then you've got Ole Miss. I know they're just 4-7. I know they've not won many games, but you look at how they have played. They scored a lot of points on LSU. They lost to Auburn by 1 possession. This team has been playing good football, and I believe they deserve to be ranked number 9. Mississippi State at number 10. They had the win over Arkansas a couple of weeks ago. They didn't really do much against Alabama. South Carolina just a beat down at the hands of Texas A&M this past weekend. So I think even though they had the one over Georgia, I have dropped them. And Missouri, yeah, they beat South Carolina. Yeah, they looked pretty good early in the year. But power rankings are more about where the teams are right now, not looking at the whole big picture. And Missouri is just heading down fast. They've lost 4 games in a row. They couldn't really do anything offensively against Florida. I think you have to put Missouri here at the bottom of the average teams. And it's crazy because at one point I had Missouri in the top 25 earlier in the year. This is a team that, I know they lost that first game to Wyoming, but after that they looked pretty good. And for whatever reason, they have just really fallen off as of late. So I've got Missouri here at number 12 because of the way they have played lately. Again, losing 4 games in a row. And I believe all 4 of those games are away from home as well, except for this last one against Florida. So those are the teams that, in my opinion, are average. And again, the SEC really not that deep this year. Everyone talks about how great the SEC is. And if you look at it like this, there's only 6 good teams in the SEC this year. And then you have the bad Vanderbilt and Arkansas. I don't think anyone would debate this. Vanderbilt, 2-8 on the season. They've even got that win over Missouri. And that tells you how bad maybe Missouri has been playing as of late. But Vandy, they also have not won a game on the road. They've lost 3 games in a row, but it's not as bad as Arkansas. Arkansas have lost 7 games in a row. Again, they lose to San Jose State. They lose to the names already slipped my mind, but they had a really bad loss just a couple of weeks ago. They fired Chad Morris, and they are really, really struggling right now. So to me, the teams that are bad in the SEC, Vanderbilt and Arkansas, you've got a lot of average teams, and then you have 6 teams there at the top. So I just wanted to kind of break it down into tiers this week. You guys can let me know what you think about this format down in the comments below, and give me your rankings and tell me which teams maybe you would switch tiers. Maybe you have an average team that you think is bad or is good, or maybe you do think Auburn should be in that elite category. Again, your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more here on the SG1 Sports SEC Football Channel.